Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. Well, I got a little message from Nikki, who is one of my subscribers, and she told me about making a type of mayonnaise that she uses out of lentils. Now, or she uses it instead of mayonnaise. So she uses lentils and onions and just boils them till they're just coming apart, I guess. And then I guess mashes them up and uses them as mayonnaise. Now we love lentils and I really like onions, so we're going to give it a try. Today we're going to have sandwiches for lunch. I'm even going to try the type sandwich she was talking about. But here's the problem, I don't have avocados. Now she lives in California, so I guess she gets avocados all the time that are perfect probably, but what I'm trying to do in this bag is get them to get ripe. So I put them in the bag with a couple of apples, hoping they're kind of like bananas and they'll get ripe. So I did that last night. They're still hard as a rock. So this other one is still hard too. These are, let's see where these came from. I can't really, they came from Mexico. But they're just not, it says ripe when soft. They're not ripe, so we're not going to be able to use those, but maybe tomorrow they'll be ripe. Anyway, I'm going to put them back in the bag with the apples, hoping, the gases from the apples will make them get ripe. So we'll put those aside. So we'll figure out something else, but I am going to use the Swiss cheese in the sandwich. So tomato, lettuce, or maybe I'll use kale. Yeah, I'll probably use kale. All right, but the first thing we got to do is cook the lentils. Now these are I call them apricot colored lentils. Now to me, regardless of the color of the lentils, they all taste the same and they basically have the same nutrition. So I'm thinking that we're going to really like this, I'm going to go ahead and let you cook about a whole cup of these lentils. But first, I need to pour them out. I'll put these back in the cabinet. Now these keep very well. And I got these, it's been probably a month ago now, at Whole Foods. They have several different colors of lentils there. So now we're going to look over them and kind of like if we're cooking dried beans, you want to look over them and pick out any bad ones. Now this has some of the dark ones in it, a few dark ones, but you want to make sure there are no rocks or anything like, sticks or anything in them. Alright, let's see one little, I'll just pick out the little dark one. Now these are actually smaller than the regular lentils or the brown lentils. In fact, let me see if I've got some and I'll show you the comparison. Yeah, here's some. I'll just show you. See, can y'all see how much bigger? Well, let me put them in my hand. So there's the regular lentils. Can y'all see the difference? See how much these are right much smaller. Okay, so we're going to take those out. Anyway, to me, the taste is basically the same as, the brown lentils. The ones that everybody's familiar with are the brown ones. All right, so these look okay to me. Any little one that doesn't look quite right, I'll pick out. They look pretty good. I don't see any stones or anything like that. So we're going to put these in the pot and cook them with a small onion, and we'll probably be cooking them maybe, I don't know, it doesn't take me about 20 minutes normally to cook lentils, but I'm probably going to cook these maybe a half an hour. So I'm going to dump them in a little strainer, and I'm going to give them a good rinse and put them in the pot with the cut up onion, and we're going to cook them. So we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so here's what they look like when they get wet. They turn more of an orange color. So I'm going to dump those in. That's probably about, 3 cups of water. There's another little brown one in there. And so I'm going to cook these with an onion. So I'm going to just peel this really quick. just a small onion. And we'll probably, of course, put some salt in it. And maybe when we start mashing it up, we'll put a little olive oil in. Just cut this onion up in some big chunks because it'll get done pretty quick. All right, so we're going to put this on to boil. I'm going to do it about 30 minutes and see if they're soft enough to grind up. And of course, a lot of this water is going to boil out, plus they're going to soak up some water. All right, so when these get done, we'll be back. Okay, I had to transfer the lentils to a larger pot because they were going to boil over. So anyway, I'm just going to simmer these for about 30 minutes and see if they're soft enough. And then I think I'm going to put them in the Vitamix to grind them all up and make my mayonnaise. All right, we'll be back. Okay, the lentils have gotten done. They really didn't take but 10 minutes for them to cook. So anyway, most of the water's all cooked out of them. The lentils expanded and whatever. So I did put sea salt in them. And I'll have to tell you, okay, let me back off a minute. All right, Nikki, this was a great idea. And but I put some in a little bowl to taste of it. It was really good. And but I actually put a little, this is extra virgin olive oil, canola oil, and grapeseed oil, just some I picked up. So I put just a little bit of oil in, and I added some garlic powder. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of deviate from your recipe. But anyway, this was just a great idea. So you see it made right much. So I'm going to dump that in my little Vitamix container. Now this is the small one that for grinding dry ingredients, but I didn't want to mess up my regular Vitamix container, so I just decided to put it in the small one because it's really, they're already kind of cooked, you know, all to pieces really. So now I've already gotten some sea salt in there. I'm going to just add a little bit of garlic powder, maybe, I don't know, half a teaspoon, and maybe about, I don't know, a tablespoon of oil. Hopefully this will mix up in this beaker here, but anyway, we're going to find out if it'll work. All right, so here we go. I just love the taste of lentils anyway, and so I really very much like garlic in lentils too. So anyway, here we go. We're going to try this. All right. Do it right there. Let's see. Yes, sir. There's what it looks like. So this is in place of mayonnaise. So what I'm going to do is put this in this little Pyrex dish because I've got a lid that can fit on that. Hopefully it's, you know, not too small, but anyway, we're going to try it. All right, I got a taste of this first, because I think that this would be very good over like jasmine rice, because I love lentils and rice. Let me show you. See, it's pretty thick. Yeah, it's certainly as thick as mayonnaise. And with these lighter colored lentils, it kind of looks like mayonnaise. Anyway, here we go. It is delicious. Oh, I can't wait. So she said that she put avocado on the sandwich and Swiss cheese. And so what I'm going to do is, because the avocados aren't ripe, so what I'm going to do is use the tomatoes, and maybe I'll do some of the kale where you put a little oil on it and smash it all up so it's softer, and the Swiss cheese, and I guess that'll be it. So I'm going to also steam some squash I got yesterday. They were so pretty, little baby zucchini and little baby yellow squash. So I'm going to steam those. So that's the new way I'm fixing vegetables. Instead of like stir frying, I'm actually putting them in my little steamer and lightly steaming them and just put a little salt on them, and that's it. And they're really, really good that way. All right, so let's see about dumping this out now. And because I want to go ahead and cool this, because I think it'll actually be even thicker when it's cooled. So let me see. I probably need to use this spatula to start with. Yeah, it's thick. It tastes really, really good. Really good. Now, I particularly love lentils anyway, so this is just right up my alley. Yeah, so we will definitely be having this. Okay, I think that worked pretty good. All right, so there you have it. Now, I guess we'll just call this lentil mayonnaise. Anyway, I'm gonna lick that off. Boy, that is so, so good. I can't believe how good that is. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, let it get good and cool, and then we're gonna fix our sandwiches, and we'll, have some steamed zucchini. So we'll be back in a little while. Let this cool for maybe an hour, and we'll be back. Okay, we have got our squash and zucchini all steamed, and so now we're ready to fix the sandwiches. Now, I did put this in the refrigerator, and it actually got pretty stiff, really. So I'm just going to smear that on the bread. This is some semi-whole wheat bread. I'm actually going to put it on both sides because this stuff is absolutely delicious. And let me give Nikki complete credit for this, because I would have never, ever thought to make it like this. Now, next time I'm going to put a little more oil in it, but I do think the garlic really spruced it up. In fact, I think you could add all kinds of things to it, So if you think about it, I mean, this is these lentils are loaded with potassium, and of course many other things too. But I'm going to put this on both sides of the bread. It is so, so good. You see, I've used a lot of it, so we're definitely getting, a good share of protein with that. I'll just use that right there on mine. Now I'm going to use some of the Swiss cheese. I think this is baby Swiss that I've got. I didn't read the wrapper very good. I'm going to lick that off the spoon. It is so good. Alright, so I'm going to use 2 pieces of what I think is the baby Swiss on each sandwich. Then I'm going to use some tomato. Now these are vine ripened from Florida. Just cut those little small tomatoes in half. Try to position them so I can cut that sandwich in half. Okay, a little salt on the tomatoes. And then I'm going to top this. I decided to just use the iceberg lettuce, still a little wet. Plenty of lettuce on there. All right, I'll put this back in the refrigerator. Oh, boy, that is so good. Again, thank you, Nikki, for a brilliant idea. More lettuce on them. Now, let's see if I can cut this in half. Boy, that makes a really big sandwich. All right, let's see if we can cut it right down the middle. Yep. This one too, right down the middle. All right, I'm going to position all this stuff on the plate, and we'll be right back. Okay, we've got it all ready. There's the squash. I steamed that for about, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes maybe. And for dessert, Mr. Bucky's going to have Nutella and 3 large strawberries. These came from Florida, and I like the almond butter better, so I'm having that with my strawberries. And there's the sandwich. Let me turn on the light so y'all can see better. And I don't have to taste of it to know that it's absolutely delicious. So can you see the lentil mayonnaise type right there? And then there's the Swiss cheese, the tomato, the lettuce, and I put the mayonnaise on both sides of the bread. So we've got plenty of protein in this meal. And today we're trying to be a little healthier, so we're just going to drink some ice water with our meal today. Okay, so there it is. This is our big meal of the day. All right, we will see y'all next time.